Hi, hello, hi, good evening. Hi, it's Christine Crow here, and today I'm going to be talking regarding the speech that Rachel Reeves did and where she unveiled plans to boost UK economy growth. And this is a live that I'm talking about, and I'm giving feedback with regards to this as well. So let's dive in. I hope everyone is doing well and that you're really that you've listened to the speech that Rachel Reeves gave the other day as well. So let's dive into it. So I'm just going to go through some of the aspects of what she spoke about, and she did mention this in her well, she's been talking about this for some time now, really. So the unveiling has happened a couple of days ago in the UK, and I want to really also get your feedback about what you think about this, because again, this is to do with AI, it's to do with technology, and I'm going to go into a bit more about what she said as well. So I'm Christine Crowell, and welcome to the live today. And what I will be doing is I'm going to be diving deep into some really critical discussions that Rachel Reeves discussed about the economic growth and the innovation in the UK. And I'll be exploring with you the two key figures in this arena. Now, it was renowned for the expertise of Tavis in the economic policy and innovation, and Rachel Reeves is a prominent advocate for economic reform in the UK government, that is, for example. So what I want to discuss with you is that we'll be going over what she was discussing in her speech in her live a couple of days ago, from the importance of sustainability, economic growth, and also the initiatives, policies to how the advancements in technology are reshaping the industry, such as medical diagnostics. Now, if any of you are from the medical field and you deal with medical diagnostics, screenings, for example, then obviously this is something that you're probably aware of already. So let's have a look at the real examples that she mentioned about pioneering work of the Seaman Health, for example, Siemens Health, and that was to do with the MRI, for example. They're using these magnets and to discuss the massive infrastructure in the projects that are transforming how the UK economics landscape is evolving, for example. So if you're passionate about understanding how innovation drives prosperity, then stick with me on this, okay? So don't forget to hit and like and share this button. Tap the notification bell if this is resonating with you during the session, during the live, or hit it now, for example, if you want to. And I'm going to be going through segment 1 with you, the importance for the UK, for the economic growth and innovation in the UK. Now, I believe if they don't do this, that they're going to get left behind, because we can see how America and China, for example, how everyone's racing, this space race is on. It's like the first man or woman to land on the moon. It's that type of thought process that's going on at the moment, and UK is in that journey too, for example. So it's important to look at the economic growth. It's not just about numbers, as Rachel Reeves said. She said it's about enhancing living standards, creating job opportunities, and fostering an environment that attracts investment and drives innovation. there's going to be some changes with jobs. There will be people losing their jobs, but also there's going to be people gaining jobs by, learning about AI and technology. They're trying to get people to get on to that profession instead, for example. So let's look at some of the points here. There's the living standards. She said it's going to enhance the living standards, job creation, and also the competitive business environment. I understand that Donald Trump is going to be meeting, or I don't know, is going to be coming to the UK at some point to meet with Keir Starmer, or perhaps Rachel Reeves already went over to the States at one point, for example. But the insights that have been inspired by some experts like Tavis, for example, known for his comprehensive approach to economic politics, for example, it emphasizes that the innovation is the backbone of the long-term growth. So it's not just about technology breakthrough here. It's about creating skilled workforce, and it's investing in the infrastructure and implementing smart policies that's going to pave past the sustainable progress. Now they're spending a lot of money into this. So Rachel Reeves, her vision is for economic growth, centers on government initiatives, and this also is to support not just the economy, but also the public services. Reeves, the Chancellor, argued, and she said that the government prioritizes growth and its results for better healthcare, education, and social services for everyone. So I'm going to take a closer look about some of the major themes that was driving the discussion, for example. So there's a spotlight on the health and medical technology innovation, which was discussed by Siemens, I believe, for example. So, which is to do with health and MRIs, for example. So going into innovation isn't confined to finance and policy. It's making waves in healthcare as well. So they're making waves in healthcare as well. They're trying to, like I said, there's this space race going on for this, person to land, who's going to land on the moon first. There's a competition out there with the countries, for example, and I'm hoping that they're going to work together rather than, be in competition with one another, because sometimes that can lead to not very good results, for example. So they really want to be focused on diagnostic imaging with its revolutionizing work on MRI. And I think this is whereby, for those of you that got healthcare businesses, maybe go into diagnostics like imaging and things like that, really trying to see if you can be a part of this thing that Rachel Reeves is talking about. There's innovations, there's funding out there that's going to help your organization, for example, to really embrace this as like what she's saying. So she also mentioned about looking at high resolution imaging, and I'm still on the diagnostic thing here. And what she's also mentioned is that more accurate diagnosis, for example, and also for life-changing conditions ranging from neurological disorders to cancer. Okay, so the health global presence and continuous investment, which they're investing a lot of money into dedicated innovation, which can lead to significant advancements in healthcare. And this is, if you're a healthcare provider, this is where you can start thinking about how you're going to fit in to this new way of thinking as well, so that you're ahead of the game. So it's time to, get your thinking caps on and start thinking how you can become part of this. And that is by looking at the funding options that they have, for example. And for example, there is a seed funding going on at the moment, which is on the UK government website, for example. They're offering up to 250,000, for example, for businesses under 3 years old, for example. So think about that, but also as Siemens have a health global presence, and they're also looking at dedicated innovation that can lead to significant advancement in healthcare. There's a new facility. For example, they want to boost production and to drive further innovation in the field, which will be creating jobs, enhancing local economies, and ultimately improving patient care in the world, for example. Now, the next thing that England needs to be thinking about, and Rachel Reeves has said as well, is the policy and initiatives, so shaping the UK economy. Now, looking at, for example, maybe you could be, if you're healthcare, maybe you could look at doing some marketing, perhaps some graphics and things like that, is to do with working with these government initiatives, for example. So let me talk about the national, first, the government has been actively addressing economic challenges, and we all know that tackling the inflation, because come April, the national minimum wage goes up, for example, as well as other aspects as well. So they want to boost productivity and investing in key infrastructures and projects. So Rachel Reeves also talked about leading the economic growth with Keir Starmer and other parts of Parliament in the fundamental priority, and highlighted how strategic investment like those in the National Wealth Fund can stimulate growth in the job creation market. So supporting essential public services and encourage innovation across sectors like clean energy initiatives, advanced manufacturing, infrastructure upgrades as well. So she talks about this clean energy innovative, whereby it's sustainable investments in renewable energy, and that is including offshore wind farm, not only addressing climate change but also drive economic opportunities. Now, I'm sure there was a bit of a discussion where Donald Trump spoke about these wind farms not being good, but I'm not sure that seemed a bit like a bit of a contradiction from the UK and then the US, for example. So, we've all been used to the wind farms, for example, and windmills and things like that. Okay, so not only did she address the climate change, but also the economic opportunities. Regarding advanced manufacturing, the technologies like robotics and artificial intelligence, the UK is working to revitalise its manufacturing base, which is the key for high-skilled job creation. Now, with regards to this, was she referring to opening up the manufacturing units that have been closed down? Is that what she's referring to? Revitalizing the manufacturing factories that were closed down? I believe that's so. Okay. Then there's the infrastructure. I mean, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. If I say something that, is wrong, I love your feedback as well. So I'm just going from, what I'm hearing and what I'm listening to and what I'm hearing other people say. But we've all got our thoughts, haven't we? So I'd love to hear yours regarding this, with regards to the reopening, revitalizing its manufacturing base, for example. So infrastructure upgrades, projects like the Pennine routes upgrade, the HS2, for example, and enhancements in road and digital connectivity are set to transform regional economies, for example, especially in the north. These initiatives reflect a balanced approach between short-term recovery and long-term structural reform, ensuring that the benefits of the growth are widely shared, for example. She also talked about regional economic, and she spoke about our Oxford, Cambridge, and she mentioned about the map of the graphics of the UK highlighting the northern cities and Oxford, Cambridge corridors, for example. So the regional development is another critical piece that was mentioned of the puzzle. Historically, economically, actively in the UK has been concentrated in London and South East, but recent policies are changing that. Now, we all know that the North is cheaper than South East and London, so it would make sense to do some development in the North to bring jobs to the North, because, to create a balancing act of where there's new initiatives for the North as well, because everything always seems to go south in London. Let's bring some stuff to the North. I was born in Nottingham, so that's why I'm saying that, even though I don't live in Nottingham anymore. I live in Cyprus. But for instance, major infrastructure investments like the route to upgrade are enhancing connectivity amongst northern cities such as Manchester, Leeds and Sheffield, paving the way for stronger local economies. Meanwhile, Oxford-Cambridge corridor, or the ARC, for example, is emerging as a dynamic hub of innovation. So, with the world-class universities at its heart, improving transport links and the ecosystem of startups and established tech firms, this region is perfectly positioned to lead on both economic growth and research-driven innovations, for example. So it looks like that's going to improve the North, for example. And also she spoke about the expansion of Heathrow and its economic implications. So another hot topic, was the decision to support a third runway at Heathrow Airport, a move with significant economic and environmental implications. Heathrow isn't just a gateway for international travel, it's a major economic engine for the UK. Expanding Heathrow is expected to happen So this should enhance global connectivity, allowing more flights and easier access to international markets. Generally, job opportunities during both construction and operation phases as well. So this should also boost local economies by attracting additional investments and supporting industries such as tourism and logistics. But however, these benefits, they could come with challenges and they will be some challenges, and there will be some economic concerns like increased carbon emissions and noise pollution. This needs to be addressed through innovation and also, working together, looking at what strategies to balance the economic growth and also the sustainability practices that remain a key challenge for policymakers as they work to ensure that the expansion aligns with the UK net zero target by 2050. So let's look at this. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think about this balance between economic growth and environmental sustainability, for example. How can innovation policies help achieve both goals? I'd love for you to drop your thoughts in the chat here. Also, I'll be reading your comments as well regarding this. But what we've got to look at is taking this through a comprehensive look at how economic growth and innovation are truly shaping the future in the UK. We've seen from the visionary leaders and speakers, what they've said. Rachel Reeves, for example, the groundbreaking advancements that they're looking at making in medical technology, like what Siemens had said regarding health. Every piece plays a vital role in building resilience and prosperity in economy, and that includes you if you're a healthcare provider as well. Because let's look at the government strategy and the initiatives ranging from the investments, which I believe that the investments is going to be like billions, isn't it? Let's be real here. And advanced manufacturing to transformation of projects, and the routes are going to be upgraded and is paving the way for the future, and innovation and growth are meant to go hand in hand. And what I'd like to hear from you is, what are your thoughts regarding this? Do you feel that this is going to be good for your healthcare business? Because I think it will be, if you're able to, give the government, for example, your thought processes. Are you going to be able to grow your healthcare business through this as well? And I'm talking about you looking at what other things that you can do in your healthcare business that's going to really give you that upper, strength, and to make you different and to make you stand out in the crowd. Where and what can you do in your healthcare business that's going to give part to this economic growth? Are you going to expand on your services whereby it's going to include perhaps some diagnostic services, for example? Because they're talking a lot about this. So look at the things that she's talking about and look at how your organization can supply the demand of what Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer and the healthcare market is wanting from you, so that you can help with them building the future. For example, it sounds like to me they're going to be opening up a lot of data centers, like in America, for example, which they've already started doing that. So are these manufacturing, or these manufactured units, are they the factories that used to be open that are now closed, that they're going to revamp, redo, gut them out, whatever, and make it into data centers? Because it's going to take a lot of energy to create these data centers. And remember, there's these chips as well, which NVIDIA chips, although NVIDIA lost 600 billion in one day due to the DeepSeek creating the AI, which was done for a lot cheaper than how they was saying that it's going to cost. But obviously we don't know all of the facts behind there, what happened there, for example. But I believe that's probably why Donald Trump is coming to the UK, to look at the data centers and perhaps talk to them about what data centers and how many chips that they're allowed to have. Because there's, to do with these NVIDIA chips, for example, there's like tiers, tier 1, 2, 3, for example, and they can have so many chips to help them in these data centers that's going to take a lot of energy. And that is also going to, those chips are going to need, those systems are going to need cooling systems as well. Just like how we have our computers and we turn them off, don't we? Or there's a fan going on inside so they don't overheat. They're going to need to have all these things in place. But what is it that you can provide that's going to give you the edge in your healthcare business? Well, one of them is, like, if you build the community, for example, AI is the second part of it as well, for example. But also with regards to the government in the UK, what they're talking about now, they're putting billions into these factories and roadways and highways and skyways and things like that, as well as healthcare, transport, public services, things like that. What is it that you can provide? Listen, let me tell you something. When I was speaking with someone the other day, I said, look, it's not just about providing workforce. What other equipments and things can you provide to healthcare? You can apply for contracts that are non-workforce. Look at contracts that are like equipment, like things that can do, that's going to help with what Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer is talking about, and let's look at different things that we can add on to what we're currently doing in your healthcare business, in your business, for example. But like I said, AI, definitely that needs to be done and implemented. If you want to stay ahead of the game and be a part of that future, then that's something that you need to look at. And that's why we do AI automation services, and we implement that into your business for you, for example. And that's why I'm doing the 10 beta testers for AI automation in your healthcare business, for example. Not charging you. All you do is you pay for the software, you pay for the AI that's being implemented into your business, for example, the monthly cost or whatever it is. And I just wanted you to know that, for example. But also what I want you to think about is the Rachel Reeves, what she discussed in a speech 2 days ago, for example, as well as the data centers that are going to be implemented, as well as the strategy for economic growth, which is looking at the long-term plan, the reform plan, for example. But what is it that you can offer that's going to meet that future need? And start looking at that now so that you've got an additional stream of income coming into your business as well. So I'd love to know what your thoughts are regarding that. If you are looking at expanding your business, then what else is it that you can provide that is going to meet Rachel Reeves' target, the UK's target? So I want you to, I've spoke to you, given you a comprehensive, talk about how the economic growth and innovation is shaping the UK for the future. So we've seen this from the insights of the experts like Reeves, for example, in the groundbreaking advancement in medical technology that's happening today, for example, and how these companies are playing a vital role in building a resilient and prosperous economy. So what did you find helpful today, for example, and what do you think that you can add to your organization that's going to make you stand out? So I hope that you've all found this helpful today. Thank you so much for your time, because I know your time is precious and I do appreciate you being here. I want you to think about what innovations that you can bring into your business and how you can help support the UK economy for growth. And then look at things that you can add and that you can also get back from your for your organization, funding, etc., that's going to help you to reshape the future with the economic growth strategy that Rachel Reeves and Keir Starmer are talking about. So thank you so much. I hope that you've enjoyed this talk today, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Tomorrow I'm going to be, like I said, I'll be talking about community building and how to approach a centre to help grow your community. So thank you so much for joining me today. This is Christine Crowell. I am signing off for now, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Goodbye.